The players are ready, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get them out here immediately. From Germany, let's welcome Denis Gremelmayr. Here's the tournament's #1 seed from Spain. Please welcome Rafael Nadal.
Welcome back to the centre court here at the Khalifa International Tennis and Squash Complex in Doha. Second match of the day here. All the big four in action. We've already got Jo-Wilfried Tsonga through. Straight sets winner a short time ago. You might have been with us. Hour and 46 minutes over his opening match there. Jo-Wilfried Tsonga took his place through, getting through to the next round, through to the quarterfinals. Who will join him? Will it be the top seed, Rafael Nadal, out here on court again with his trolley case on his way out against this German qualifier, Denis Gremelmayr, who's already at the net. It's still Guy McCree in the commentary box here with you for this second match, joined now by Barry Cowan. Delighted to have you with us, Barry. Jason off a break. Back with us later on as we continue the coverage. Still a couple more matches to come after this one. Roger Federer and Gael Monfils, the headline names in action. Gremelmayr being kept waiting by Nadal here. Coin toss, of course, about to take place.
Hey guys, Happy New Year. 6 balls, 7-9, tie-breaking all sets. Using the net machine at the Hawkeye, 3+1. And we have TV changeover, okay? Do you have any question? Heads or tails? Heads. Tails for you. You receive? Okay, good match.
Nadal wins the toss, chooses to receive. So it is Nadal, the top seed. Never won the title here yet. Against this German qualifier, Denis Gremelmayr. Barry, what's your take on that trolley case?
Well, I just want to know what's in there. I think it's got to be that 20-question game, isn't it? His laptop.
There is the draw there. Nadal against Gremelmayr. Karlovic against Yuzhny also taking place on one of the two outside courts.
I know what it is, Guy. It's his black book. All his notes on his opponents. He doesn't want to let it out of his sight. He won't even leave it in his room.
It's an interesting one. I'm hoping to have Robbie Koenig courtside as well. Post-match interview, if you get a chance later on to speak to Rafa if he wins through. We can ask him what's in that bag. It's very intriguing. I know they come on with other players, but the fact it's a trolley case, it looks like he's going to go on a flight to Melbourne if he loses, you know, for the Australian Open.
Well, as we talked about it yesterday, it was Michael Chang all those years ago in Tokyo, and I was actually there at that tournament, and yeah, the players found it quite amusing in the locker room. But what was impressive was his performance yesterday, and well, he played terrifically well in the opening set. Lost a little bit of intensity at the beginning of the second, then regrouped, lost his serve in the third, but then found his form again. And actually, that was Nadal's take on it. And he was fairly happy the first match, and I would expect him to step it up again. against the qualifier.
Yeah, I mean, he was fairly positive, wasn't he, Barry? That's the thing. And I thought you called it very well yesterday. I mean, he dropped the second set, basically, because Kohlschreiber played an excellent tie-break, then got the break at the start of the third. I mean, actually, Nadal in that second set, you commented at the time, played some pretty good tennis. I mean, I think that's what he reflected upon afterwards, speaking to the press, that actually, for large parts of that match, you know, we've had all this stuff about the change of racket and everything, all of that going on. In the context of all of that, he actually played a very good match.
I think the next step for Rafa Guy is when he's not playing as well as he would want to, he's not timing the ball as well, to still remain aggressive. There's still the tendency that he sort of reverts back to type when things aren't quite going well. Where if you look at someone like a Roger Federer or Novak Djokovic, even if they're just below their best, they still play the same way.
Gremelmayr, 30 years older, turned pro over a decade ago, this German. He's originally born in Heidelberg, now lives in Lampertheim, which is the Hesse region of Germany, in the southwest of Germany. That's where he resides now when he's not on tour, of course. You always find these residences, as you'll appreciate, very when players live, they're not really there for too much of the year.
Yeah, I never really had those problems.
Lefty Gremelmayr, a couple of wins against top 10 opponents. Never enjoyed one on a hard court, though, before. Got handily beaten one previous time that he played Nadal.
Yeah, and it's always a difficult task when you're playing Nadal. You're left-hander.
That was on clay.
Yeah, and even more so on that surface. I remember actually a left-hander that Nadal played was a couple of years ago, Monte Carlo, Verdasco in the final there, and he just totally destroyed him because, of course, the forehand goes into Nadal's forehand, and the serve, you're not able to use the wide serve to the Nadal backhand.
A very good record against lefties Nadal has. Up against another one here. Gremelmayr, first round, enjoyed a win over Italy's Petito Stracci, hour and 13 minutes, 3-2, and as we've referenced, Nadal pushed 2 hours and 20 minutes getting past Philippe Kohlschreiber in 3 sets. Mohamed El Jannati in the chair for this second match of the day here on the centre court, second of 4.
Well, before the match, he said Happy New Year. He said that yesterday. I wonder how long that lasts for, Guy. Would he still be saying that in March?
Perhaps not.
Francisco Roig again with Rafa, as he always is this week.
Yeah, Tony not here this week. Roig, a key part of the team. It's been for quite some time.
No girlfriend?
No girlfriend. There are some very nice shopping malls around here, of course. It's world famous.
I wonder if she's gone back to London to continue her studies.
Who knows?
The 30-year-old lefty from Germany, Denis Gremelmayr.
Just reliably informed by our production team. Say Happy New Year all of January. 1st of February, you stop.
Sorry?
You can say Happy New Year all of January.
Can you?
1st of February, you stop.
I like that. Good
It's nice and
knowledge,
positive,
Steph.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Last year, qualified for 4 level events, including the Australian Open, Roland Garros, and amongst others.
I think for Gremelmayr, though, the fact that he's come through qualifying, 3 matches there, so he's already played plenty of tennis.
Gremelmayr already with plenty of wins under his belt. Coming through the qualifying, the German against Marco Chiodinelli of Switzerland, then another victory over the second seed in qualifying, Turkey's Marcel Ilhan as well. It's a good win. Coming through against Ronnie Schuttler as well. So there's some good wins for Gremelmayr, and then, as I say, building on that with the win over Stracci. High of 59 in the world. That was back in May 2008, though. Now down the rankings, looking to build his way back up. 189 in the list at the moment.
Well, as a player like Gremelmayr, he's actually had the dream week. So he's got through qualifying, so you're delighted at that. You get a bit of extra prize money. You win your first round, so not only do you get a healthy bank balance, you also make some points, and then you get the chance of playing one of the world's best. And when you spend most of the part of the year playing challengers in front of 2 men and a dog, it's nice to come out in a crowd, great stage against a great player with nothing to lose. absolutely nothing to lose. You know, people might say, well, what happens if you start having a nightmare? Well, you know, many people probably think he'll get on the short end of a tough match. So, you know, if it is one-on-one, most people think, well, that's probably what we would expect.
Yeah, Nadal just a few moments ago introduced to the crowd, acknowledged that. Warm cheer, warm round of applause. One of the headline attractions, of course. As we said, still yet to win this title here. Reached the final 2010, lost to Nikolai Davydenko. There are those bottles perfectly placed for Rafa. I dare anyone on that court to go and move those bottles. And
I would have liked
pick up on it.
I would have liked to see Rafa play in the era of Ilyana Stasi or Jimmy Connors.
Rafael Nadal.
Something would have happened with those bottles.
They would have gone and kicked them over. He likes his routine.
Yeah, one of the positives for Rafa yesterday was the first serve. Seemed to get a little bit of pace back. As we discussed yesterday, using the heavier racket at the start of this year.
Now, interesting, got a little line from Babolat about that, his racket manufacturer, concerning this, because, I mean, we'll go on to discuss it, but actually maybe it's not how it was originally put across, that it's a minor change. He was saying he was just trying some things out. It's something we'll go on to talk about in a moment. Interesting from them. They're just seeking to clarify. I think it was a bit over-egged, perhaps.
Yeah.
So, second match of the day here. What is it now? Just gone past 10 to 6 local time here in Doha. Already win for Jo-Wilfried Tsonga, the third seed. Can another of these top 4 seeds join him in the quarterfinals? Rafael Nadal, will the German qualifier Denis Gremelmayr was a huge upset. We're going to see over the next couple of hours. Gremelmayr, the qualifier to begin.
Yeah, first point, but already I don't like that play. If you're playing someone like Rafa and you get a short ball, you got to look to crunch it. A drop shot, not advisable.
Beautifully done. I want to get straight to that actually on the racket, because you know, you were suggesting it wasn't as much. It was maybe overplayed a little bit, because he wouldn't go for an absolutely massive change, just little tweaks. Babolat say that it's a fine-tuning of Rafa's swing weight with a slight addition of weight on the new head size part, so modifying the weight by about 7 points.
Yeah. So probably a little bit of lead tape right at the tip of the racket.
Because I was with you yesterday, I mean, that's only just been recently announced, but you know, it's minor tweak, trying things out. I mean, that's what I remember what you said in the commentary yesterday when we did Rafa's match. He's going to go for something absolutely revolutionary. Great start from the Spaniard, 3 break points immediately.
Uncharacteristic errors from Nadal, couple of break points, but I like to see that he's trying to step in on that backhand, trying to take the ball on the rise.
Nothing even Rafa can do about that one.
Yeah, when you see a forehand like that on the break point at 30-40, you wonder why he didn't hit his first forehand the first point. Nadal-like. From behind the baseline as well, that's not easy to do, to hit the clean winner.
3 break points saved.
Advantage, Gremelmayr.
The first game, if you can get that on the board when you're playing one of the top players, it just helps settle those nerves.
Responds with one of his own. We saw a terrific forehand from Gremelmayr earlier in the game. Juice.
Well, he defended well with a forehand, but it was his movement after that, looking to get on the baseline. And tremendous weight transference. I think the forehands look good. Early stages, also yesterday. Incredible racket acceleration.
That a little bit, Gremelmayr.
Advantage, Gremelmayr.
Yeah, when Nadal misses that type of shot, if you're Gremelmayr, you turn around, you say, got away with that one. Don't expect to get away with too many more.
Game, Gremelmayr.
3 break points saved in that game. Good effort that from the German. Holding serve first up. Chances there for Nadal, but he couldn't take them. Robbie Koenig courtside for us. Robbie, I don't know if you heard, we were just discussing briefly, there's a lot of chat, obviously, a lot of chat over Rafa's racket. Babolat, his manufacturer, seek to clarify that a little bit, saying it's basically just modifying the weight a little bit by about 7 points, that it's basically been a little bit over-egged. And I mean, it's basically something that Barry was suggesting yesterday, that they're just trying a few things out, just tweaking things. Would you go along with that?
Yeah, they tell me that. I guess I've got to go along with that. But yeah, sometimes what they will do is, you know, the overall weight of the racket might not change much, but where that weight is distributed will change. Of course, the balance point in the racket changes accordingly, and that can make the racket either head heavy or head light. And if you are looking for a bit more pop in the serve, you generally want it a little bit head heavy, so that when you make contact with the ball high up there, you've got that extra oomph behind it to generate the power.
Take that! Awesome stuff.
Well, there was plenty of intent there.
Love 18.
Absolute rocket.
Just swished across, snapped across his, in front of him, the racket. Wonderful stuff.
That's the old windscreen wiper, boys.
Couldn't hit that in your day, Robbie, with the strings and the racket.
I'll tell you what, Barry, I couldn't hit it today with these strings and with these rackets.
And with the wind.
Nice change up there from Nadal.
Just one question, Robbie. Was that something that you looked to change in your rackets, the balance? Did you put some lead tape on?
Yes, I did a lot, Barry. I was always looking to tinker with my rackets, try and get as much out of my game as possible. I would always tune things around my serve and volley game, which meant that I liked a lot of weight in the head of the racket. Helped me when I was serving, helped me when I was volleying. I wasn't too much concerned about what really went on from the back of the court. So yes, it's something I used to tinker with each and every season, always trying to eke out as much as I possibly could from my equipment.
So we're not going to see Rafa use the Assam or Qureshi tactic of serving with one racket and then change it for the returns.
Hey, whatever works for you, man.
Absolutely.
$30-15. Well, Rafa often gets better and better as the tournament progresses, and if his forehand gets better and better, it'll be something special by the weekend.
Nadal holds serve for the first time. One game on.
Well, we've just seen Nadal's first service game, Robbie, and as we know that Rafa put a lot of spin on the first and second serve. Is it already making it difficult for Gremelmayr to get a good hit?
Yeah, I think whenever you've got that kind of variation on serve, it does serve you well, but especially so in the wind, Barry, as you'll be well aware. If you can put additional spin on the ball, it gives you more control, and of course when you're serving in the wind, that's crucial.
He's gone and made it. Wonderful shot.
Well, it might be one of the best gets we'll see all week. A brilliant volley. But how did he get that? And also the ability to get the ball over his net, his head. Oh, that is incredible. Dodgy knees, anything but.
Love the reaction from Gremelmayr there. Knows he's beaten. It's
the one thing that people often have been saying, Guy, for 3 or 4 years on Nadal's knees, and I still don't see it. I still think he's moving as well now as he did 4, 5, 6 years ago. And not wearing the support on the knees either for the tendinitis.
I think the big thing with Nadal is when they made the big change, they lost a little bit, took a little bit of the muscle mass off, bit of the weight, pressure off the knees. I think that's had a noticeable effect. Also, scheduling's a little bit better. I think it could be improved still, but it's better than it used to be. He's
doing a good job, the German, when taking the ball early and
unsettling Nadal with the power.
Pulled out another brilliant strike there, Nadal. And now he has a break point. Remember, he had them in the opening game, couldn't take them. Here's another chance. Beautiful trajectory there from Nadal on that shot. What he can do there, though. It's commanding from Gremelmayr. Saves the break point again.
He's been brave. And with quality.
Just knocking on the door here, isn't he?
Yeah, it's inevitable it will come at some stage. And that's the great mentality that Rafa has. You know, if someone plays 2-3 great points on the break points, he just, okay, next
I'll go and create another one.
Yeah.
He does break through there. Second break point of that game converted. Nadal has a good early start that he would have desired. Up a break, 2-1.
Well, I think what makes Nadal such a good player is the amount of spin he puts on the ball, especially in the wind. I remember, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, he played Andy Murray in the final at Indian Wells, an incredibly windy day. And he really put Murray to the sword on that occasion. This was the forehand passing shot. Look how he brushes up the back of the ball viciously to create the spin. That was the forehand passing shot that dipped well within the baseline. And that's what makes him such a tough competitor. He plays the percentages so well. And of course, in winning conditions, it's even more important to do that.
Quick question, Robbie. Are you one of those people that thinks the wind favours the baseliners or the serve and volleys? I always felt it favoured the baseliners, but there's some people have the theory that it favours the serve and volleys because it's tougher to pass.
Yeah, I think it favours, the wind favours the volley somewhat, because I think when you're playing from the baseline, the ball does a lot more. It can do a lot more from the net to the baseline. The wind can affect it, whereas when you're volleying, it has less of an effect because you're close to the net, so the ball can't do as much. We saw Jo-Wilfried come in a lot today and very effectively, but I'm sure baseliners will give you a different perspective as well. I think it's the beauty of the sport.
Probably because I hated playing in the wind. But mind you, Robbie's from South Africa. He's used to the wind.
Quickly, please. Thank you. Ready for play.
East London. Oh. The windiest
Has Robbie
place.
been up to the north of England? Scotland.
Believe me, Guy, it's East London was something else.
Robbie made an excellent reference there to Indian Wells in that final that Nadal played with Andy Murray. I mean, would you say Nadal is the best in windy conditions on tour? You know, like people say Roger Federer is the best at the moment indoor. I mean, there's not much of a an indoor swing, but he probably would be the best indoor player on the tour. Would you say outdoors in the wind, Nadal is the best?
I think Federer's a great wind player as well.
Really?
Because he'll always favour the players that have great hands, because they're able to make that last split-second adjustment.
30 love.
You know, and the Federer has that nasty slice, so the ball's moving. I'm trying to think if they actually played each other in windy conditions. I'm not sure they have.
That's emphatic.
40 love.
7 winners, 6 on the forehand side. Tremendous footwork. And I've been very impressed with the way Rafa has started this year.
Nadal.
Love hold. Understands the break well. 3-1 lead.
Nadal leads 3 games to 1.
Well, Robbie, at the end of last year, I felt the body language was, I wouldn't say negative from Rafa, but he looked tired. He talked about being jaded. Do you think there's more focus in his eyes at the start this year?
I tell you what, the footwork is looking unbelievable courtside. He's looking full of running. And light on his feet. Full of energy. A lot of positives coming from his side of the court.
15 love.
I'm sure as well in the off-season got a chance to hit the links, work on his golf handicap, but just relax, you know, a little bit of downtime, do the things you really enjoy doing. Forget about tennis for a while.
Because I was hearing that his pre-season training was actually after the Asian swing, so he had 5 weeks where he worked physically very hard.
Yeah, we know it always takes a while for
30 love.
that base training to take effect, so it's possibly a good idea to do it well in advance, and hopefully it kicks in right at the start of the season. But as I say, footwork's looking really good, Barry.
Spaniard through. We're updating on the quarter-final now. First Spaniard through. Nadal hoping to join him is Albert Ramos. Has gone through. Didn't even have to hit a ball in his second round match. Alex Bogomolov Jr. pulling out of that match, singles event, and the doubles as well, with an ankle problem sustained in his previous round match. Ramos into the last day lineup, really starting to take shape now.
Yeah, the Spanish need a few other players to come through. Of course, they've been the leaders in terms of top players for so many years. But they have struggled of late of getting sort of teenagers back into the top 100. But Ramos making a big improvement in the last 6 months.
Ramos will play Jo-Wilfried Tsonga in the last 8.
40-30.
Quarter-final match is set.
Jeez.
Yeah, you need to find different type of patterns of play when you're a left-hander against Nadal. Just the cross-court forehand is dangerous play. Need the ability to change direction, go down the line, take it early.
Advantage Nadal.
It's just a bit too inconsistent from Gremelmayr right now. Some flashes of quality.
We were just talking about the Spanish at the end of last year. They had 13 players in the top 100. Most of them have been around for quite a few years, but Ramos was one of those who emerged.
Oh, he almost gets to that one. Not quite. Gremelmayr hangs on.
Juice.
And how he was able to move after that first chip pass. A complete 360. Brilliant.
Now, Robbie's been commenting on the movement. I know he doesn't quite get that, but still up to it so well.
Advantage Nadal.
He's got another chance now, though. It's the same old thing again. He just dusts himself down and just gets on with creating another opportunity, which he's done here. Big miss hit.
Juice.
You're commenting on the Spaniards. I mean, they've got so many and everything, but it's intriguing, of course, Davis Cup this year, because they've got Nadal there playing at least, not most of the tournament. I suggested he might come back if they reached later on, but I doubt he would do that. I mean, he's probably out for the year in terms of not playing that, and David Ferrer as well. It's going to give a few others an opportunity. He's just gone long with that one.
Mr. Nadal is challenging a call on the right base. The ball was called out.
Challenge from Nadal here. His luck, isn't it?
Call stands.
On that occasion, at least.
Advantage Gremelmayr. Mr. Nadal has 2 chances remaining. Juice.
There's never any doubt with that smash. He is one of the best overheads in the game.
That's a wonderful reaction. Not for him, really, but it's so telling. He does let his emotions show, Gremelmayr. See it already, a good personality about him. Really struggling to hold serve. To pick up so many great points. There's another.
Well, we've had 40 points already in the opening 26 minutes of the match, and 31 of those 40 have been on the German serve.
That's a wonderful statistic. Just illustrates the pressure that Nadal is putting on.
Yeah, because his movement is so good, Guy, he shrinks the court. And you just feel like you've got nowhere to go to.
Oh, yeah! What a way to save the break point.
They're pretty spectacular, wasn't it, guys? But the scary thing for Gremelmayr is that he's got to try and keep this up for, what, 2.5 hours, play tennis of this quality to try and get the victory.
No, I loved your example, Robbie, of saying shrinking the court. I think of Novak Djokovic as well in that way. Just so hard to hit through these guys.
That was a great end to the point, but slight concern for Rafa that he had control, but he backed off a little bit with the forehand.
Advantage, Gremelmayr.
But all in all, the forehand has been impeccable so far. Sometimes, Guy, I'd still like to see him hit that forehand, come forward. Still a tendency sometimes on the forehand, it's hit and then he'll come forward to finish the point as opposed to come forward and a couple of volleys. Because against the very best, you don't always get that luxury of being able to finish the point with one volley. That's an area that Djokovic is getting better and better.
Very long game. Almost into double digits. Has he made that one? He's made it, no call.
Advantage,
His heart was in
Gremelmayr.
his mouth there for a moment. Out of the 6th juice, Gremelmayr. Nadal not challenging. It's been very close to the line, that one.
Quick question, Guy.
Yeah.
We've now had 45 points. How many do you think of those points that Nadal's actually lost to concentration? 0?
I think it's got to be pretty near that number.
29 minutes, intensity has been brilliant.
Gremelmayr, break point down, has played some wonderful stuff. Got to give him credit for that. But this is just relentless pressure. 7th juice.
Advantage, Nadal.
Fourth break point in the game. Surely this pressure has got to tell on Gremelmayr. He got him that time. Nadal eventually takes advantage and takes control, further control. 11.5-minute game, but it goes the way of the top seed and he leads 4-1. Everything that he's about, Barry, there really in that game, just creating chances time and again, and eventually he breaks through, and he's got the belief that he's going to do that.
Yeah, he's hitting the ball great. He's moving well, he's timing the ball. Probably better than he would expect, certainly with his 2nd match of the year. And he's just been knocking on the door. Yeah, just his movement, his balance, preparation. It's just a wonderful sight to see Nadal in full flow. "31 minutes and incredible intensity every single shot."
Really hard to pick fault with Nadal's opening half an hour here on court in this 2nd round match. opponent's not played too badly. Played the break points really well, Denis Gremelmayr. And he's got 1 game out of 5 to show for it. He works so hard on his own ball. He's been broken twice already.
Thank you. Ready for play. Thank you.
A few people taking a few extra moments to retake their seats. Nadal 4-1.
Love it in.
Yeah, if you're someone like Gremelmayr at this stage, you're down a double break, you say, well, I'm playing well. You know, I'll just do what I need to do what I have been doing. I don't feel the need for him to change his game, because I think if he does, he'll get out of what he does well, and a lot of unforced errors will then start to come. We almost have to just take it on the chin and just hope that Nadal's level drops a bit. Yeah, because his game is not about maybe serve and volleying or, you know, all of a sudden chip charging. That's not what he does.
Brilliant. 9th winner for Nadal there. But the fact is, Gremelmayr has played well because he's hit the same number of winners. I mean, he's 9 and 9, you know, with Nadal on that. As you say, he's not doing too badly. It's just his opponent is in great touch. That looks so easy.
Well, he was so quick to see the drop shot. Fantastic speed. Decent touch, using the wind to take it to Gremelmayr's left. How he's improved in that area of the court. I remember when I first saw him all those years ago in Monte Carlo before he'd won that title, and Gasquet really did expose him on the drop shot. Not now.
See, where I fear for Gremelmayr is just the level. If it drops a bit, he's keeping it fairly respectable, the winner unforced error ratio, but it's just on the brink at the moment. And if those unforced errors start to rack up, I really do start to worry for him. And he's 4-1 down already, having not played too badly.
Net for service.
Yeah, this match has been going on for 36 minutes. It feels like 36 minutes for Nadal. It probably feels like 2 hours, 36 minutes for Gremelmayr.
Game Nadal.
Nadal just further extends his lead. Really do have to worry for Gremelmayr here.
Nadal leads
5-1 now.
Yeah, and the real worry for Gremelmayr, as that last point illustrated, was Nadal. He's feeling confident, he's hitting the ball well, he's playing his tennis on the baseline. Gremelmayr now has been pushed back behind, and I think also that is due to a little bit of fatigue already setting in. he's going to struggle to add too many winners to the 9 that he has at the moment if he is 10 feet behind the baseline.
Net for Smith.
Surprising.
15 love.
Francisco Roig, just at the start of this game, just gesticulating to Rafa that he'd like to see him play up the court a little more. He did that perfectly in that rally, but I think Barry just chose the wrong one to come in on. It was the previous one that he should have taken out the air.
Still coming to the net earlier in the rally, couldn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That floating one that he chose to hit the big forehand off. That was the one he should have come in on, not the last one.
What happened there? He seemed to sort of get his foot stuck in the court.
Very strange. Let's take another look. Oh, and look, another little... Could have been very nasty. Nadal's physio there, Rafael Nadal. Sure, a little bit concerned with what went on there just a few moments ago.
Again, Gremelmayr.
It's nicely done. This is the most comfortable service hold of the match, without a doubt. Love hold might not make much difference to the outcome though, as Nadal is still very handily placed here.
Finally has a bit of relief, Gremelmayr.
Yeah, love hold will cheer him up, and he's got to think, you know, it's just the one set if he goes on to lose it. But yeah, a few moments of concern there for Nadal. Awkward the movement at that point in that previous game.
He had a foot problem at Wimbledon last year, didn't he?
As you say, he just seemed to just get stuck on the plexi cushion. Didn't come off it as he would have liked, and that was the root of the problem.
Time.
Time called by Mohamed El Jannati. And time for Rafael Nadal to try and serve out this opening set now. 40 minutes played. New balls, of course, after 7 games. Nadal to close this set out, serving for the set at 5-2.
love.
Yeah, not too many complaints on serve. Nadal in the opening set lost 2 points on the first serve, 1 point on the second.
30 love.
Check.
That's another good serve from Nadal. How's the pace been from Rafa's serve in the opening set, Robbie?
Yeah, he's not redlining it by any stretch of the imagination, but I think he's playing smart tennis in the win, realizing it's important to get a lot of first serves in and then build his platform from there.
Set points here for Nadal.
Game and first set.
Finding its mark, a shake of the head as you'd expect from Gremelmayr as he sees the set go away from him, really. Nadal, in superb touch for the most part, takes it 6-2 in 3/4 of an hour. We're about to find our answer out. Lots of shirts. Lots of them.
Well, it's a really good set of tennis from Nadal. Really impressive numbers all round. But also it was a good set of tennis from the German as well, although he played very, very well. He actually hit more winners than Rafa. But ultimately, Rafa was very comfortable in terms of the scoreline. He had to struggle early on to get the break. Gremelmayr saved 3 break points in his opening service game, but eventually class prevailed, and I'm sure Nadal will look for more of the same in the second set.
Terrific set of tennis from Rafael Nadal we've just witnessed. 6-2, 3/4 of an hour, just relentless pressure on Gremelmayr. How does the German begin here in set number 2? Starts off by finding that one. Wow.
Now, with what happened with Nadal's match yesterday, I believe he'll make a conscious effort to be more aggressive at the start of the second set, which he was in this opening point. Incredible response from Gremelmayr. He's hit some amazing forehands from seemingly impossible positions.
Because the thing's worth reiterating again, he didn't play too badly in that set. You know, the guy's had wins, he's qualified, come through.
Just off the back of your comment there, Guy, I think it's a good point you make. If you have a look at what Gremelmayr's stats were in their opening set, I think was something like 13 winners, 16 unforced errors. And if you consider the ratio, it's not too bad, given that there's so much wind about. Nadal 10 winners, 10 unforced errors. Just clear evidence of what a great wind player he is. But I think you hit the nail right on the head. But it just shows you the importance of the scoring system in tennis. It places such a premium on winning the important points.
That's a good point Robbie makes. I mean, we've said the scoring system is wonderful in that respect. It's so interesting. And it is just the case that Nadal has been winning the big points more often than not. He's created so many break points as well, just been putting pressure on.
Yeah, I wonder how many of those winners from Gremelmayr have been spectacular winners. You know, from positions on the court you wouldn't necessarily expect him to find the target, as opposed to Nadal's winners have been when he's been controlling the point.
Challenge from Gremelmayr. And certainly on a number of the break points, he went for just absolutely flashy, wonderful winners where he was on the back foot and managed to find them. Under real pressure. Hawkeye challenge, meanwhile, from Gremelmayr. A little while longer than normal to roll up. Here it is now. Not being successful. It's just too good.
Mr. Gremelmayr has 2.
Yeah, we have the benefit of having the stats, Guy, but I think if I didn't have the stats in front of me, I would have said, well, Nadal has hit more winners than Gremelmayr.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. And obviously it's Gremelmayr who is ahead in that category.
I think that's a very good example there as well. That's not going to go down as an outright winner. We've seen that often, a couple of times in this game, and Nadal is just bludgeoning Gremelmayr further and further behind the baseline. He's getting a racket on it, but it's not a contact which is going to continue the point.
Yeah, in good position. Nice forehand. Maybe slightly critical. I'd like to see him then take a step inside the court. That gives him the option of coming forward.
Break point here, right at the start of the second. Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, if you compare that to, sorry, Guy, if you compare that to the last backhand from Gremelmayr, oh, it was beautiful. You don't have to hit the ball that hard when you get into that position and you're moving through the ball.
Yeah, just inside the baseline, that one. Too good for Nadal. Oh, and he just... That's a shame.
Advantage Nadal.
Second break point of this game. shame there for Gremelmayr. Put such an effort in that game once again, but in the end it means nothing. Nadal wins the most important point, the last one. He breaks right at the start of the second.
Perfect start to the second, like he was able to do in the first. Just an unfortunate miss. Did he need that jump, Monfils jump? No, there's no comparison, I'm sorry. It's Gale all day, every day.
It's not the Sampras slam dunk.
He wasn't bad though, old Pete, was he?
Nadal with that early break then. 1-love in the second.
Tidy finish from Rafa. So you think Pete will be offended by my remark that Monfils gets the slam dunk?
You know what? I agree with you. Monfils does get a bit more airtime and is more spectacular, but you've always got to give credit to the guy who first brought it to the fore. So you know what the patent is all about, huh? It's getting there first.
I was the first guy that only could get one CD between my sole of my shoes and the court.
Very entertaining points, easy on the eye. The problem is Gremelmayr's not winning too many of them.
30 love.
From his point of view.
He likes this drop shot, but ultimately, a good tactic against Nadal? I don't think so. It works for Djokovic because Djokovic is able to get Nadal back, sort of a long way back behind the baseline, but really Gremelmayr is not doing that. Djokovic is the only player out the top 10 not to be playing an official ATP tournament before the Australian Open. Of course, Djokovic had that exhibition in Abu Dhabi last week that Nadal played.
Djokovic has played Hopman Cup in the past. Chosen not to this time around. Interesting, everyone has their own approach because it's such a brief run-in to the season's first Grand Slam event. All the top players seem to do it slightly differently.
Game Nadal.
Nadal makes that break to really count, extends his lead to 2-love. Nadal and Federer are pretty similar actually in terms of their preparation, saying that. Andy Murray choosing to play an ATP World Tour event as well. A different one though, playing in Brisbane International. As you say, Djokovic not doing anything at all, just carrying on his own preparations in the background. went further and further away. Just seemed to skip off the court and get quicker.
Love 15.
That was relentless. Flattened it out, I think, there.
Yes, Barry, spot on. Good observation there. Because I'm pretty close to the net, I could see the variance in height of the ball and trajectory. A couple of nice high ones over the net to get it deep, and then that flat one to hit the winner.
Is it obvious courtside, Robbie, that Rafa's definitely looking to be more aggressive, looking to flatten it out?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's glaringly obvious, but I'm trying to keep a beady eye on him, and he certainly does seem to want to step up the court when he has played an aggressive shot, but I want to see him defend from the baseline as well. That's the key for me.
You think he can do that both on the forehand and the backhand?
I think he can, but obviously it's something that takes time to do.
Yep.
So, he said as much after the match yesterday. I think when he was talking to Jason, he said it's not going to happen overnight, but it's something that I'm going to work on.
Oh, yeah. Love the move.
30 shot.
Yeah, put that on your laptop and play it before you just go out and compete.
It's like you say though, Barry, you said before, it's just drumming it, trying to remember that time and again though, to keep doing that, because it's not what he's naturally done so much of in the past. It's that old memory.
Well, I think what he's had, Guy, if you take him when he first emerged on the tour, he was really an out-and-out clay court player. Then he realised he had to be more aggressive. He got thumped by Roddick at the US Open. So he's taken it to a level, but now Djokovic is forcing him to take an even bigger level.
The challenge here for Gremelmayr, but I'm not sure it's going to result in bear any fruit for him. Here it is, has indeed caught the line.
Yeah, just to pick up on your commentary, I think you're exactly right. He's been so good at just constantly improving his game, evolving it. He knew he had to be better at his transition game, and we've seen him do that. Now he realizes he has to be a little bit more aggressive from the baseline as far as taking the ball early is concerned. So you asked me whether he can do it. I think if any player is prepared to make changes, he is certainly one of them.
There again, it's not an outright winner, but he's just so on top of the point. There's so many of those.
Well, I said after the Davis Cup, and I said before this event started, that I was unsure whether Nadal should go down to Australia. With what I was hearing, I'm starting to change my opinion. I really am. I've been that impressed with just his body language, the way he's hitting the ball. He certainly doesn't appear he's got any problems with his shoulder.
Yet another break point here for the Spaniard. Jeez, I can quite believe that, how good that one was. It just didn't get up off the court at all. Just died.
Probably his best drop shot on the match.
Yeah.
Advantage, Gremelmayr.
Second ace that of the match for the German.
Juice.
thing is, it's just the pressure every time, virtually every service game. He's been taking the juice, having to save break points, all the good shots and everything. He doesn't get any reward at the end of it. You just sense the end of it, Nadal will have scored another game against him. That's the feeling.
Yeah, when he's attempting that type of shot, he's feeling good about his game. And again, it was a good shot from Gremelmayr, but Nadal turning defence into attack.
Juice.
Nadal now 3 and 13. 13 on break points.
Mr. Gremelmayr is challenging a call on right base. The ball was
Strange, everyone just stopped. Crowd wondering what was going on.
Was it the umpire or was it the lineswoman? Robbie was saying courtside to us that it was the lady.
Yet another break point for Nadal, and interesting stats on this one, Barry.
Well, with the way that is, or that has been going in the match, fairly obvious that he'll be going out wide, so.
Barry, being a southpaw yourself, you'll know exactly that pattern of play. Slider out wide, so effective for you lefties, isn't it?
Oh, he finally does.
Up to the toilet.
Break down. It's a familiar pattern. Gremelmayr puts up great resistance, but in the end, it means nothing. Nadal extends his lead further.
Well, Robbie's told the world what he's up to the next 5 minutes. No laughing stock though for Nadal.
time.
Things just going the way of Rafael Nadal here. It really is just a familiar pattern through the contest. Just puts pressure on every single game on Gremelmayr. In the end, just manages to finish him off. Set and 3 love.
Nadal prides himself on keeping his focus, his intensity, so he'll want to put this match to bed quickly. Six love will be his preference. But at the same time, still looking to be aggressive. Continue really what he's done for an hour and 9 minutes.
That's pretty good. It was a real struggle, that match with Kohlschreiber. Opportunity here really to put a statement down.
'18th winner from Gremelmayr. 7 on the forehand, 4 on the backhand.
Nadal 14 and 14 on the winner unforced error ratio. As we've pointed out there before, it's not as simple as that winners and unforced errors. Nadal has won a lot of points just with pressure. Gremelmayr's just got a racket on it, but not much more. Been an awful lot of those. He's referring to as forced errors. That's the expression that comes to mind there.
Yeah, it's a good one to have, I think, isn't it? Extra to see how many forced errors. Robbie, you're back. Welcome.
Apologies, folks. These things occasionally happen when you are the courtside commentator.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, glorious shot.
And you might say that Gremelmayr's back, but he hasn't, truth to be known, really been away. And he's at a high level.
First break point that Gremelmayr has created in the match, coming right up.
What do we reckon, wide?
It's got to be, surely. A chance this for the Germans to get a game on the board.
He often goes wide. Every now and again, he likes to change it up. Robbie, in that instance, would you have just covered the wide serve?
Yes, I think you've got to try and have a little bit of perception. When you have this many break points, you've got to try and take away the best play from your opponent. Cover it. Make him ace you up the middle. Couldn't agree with you more.
Advantage Nadal.
And I think that's what it's all about under pressure, is making your opponent hit his least favorite shot. And if you can do that time and time again, well, then you're going to, at the end of the match, shake in his hand and say, too good.
Game Nadal.
It's just the pattern really kind of continues. Gremelmayr creates his first break point in the match, but he can't get over the winning line in the game. And Nadal just extends the lead further. Update for you, winner of this one plays the winner of Ivo Karlovic and Mikhail Yuzhny, the 7th seed in the quarterfinals. Karlovic and Yuzhny, well, they've split sets. They're into a decider. Keep you posted on that one. Surprise, surprise. Karlovic won the 2nd set on the tie-break to force that decider. He's won a few tie-breaks in his career.
Love.
I think I know who Nadal would rather play. Without a shadow of a doubt, Yuzhny.
He's shown that on a number of occasions, Gremelmayr. Quality he possesses, particularly on that side.
It's probably not just Nadal who would want Yuzhny to win that match, probably the tournament directors as well.
Yeah, they are into a decider there, Karlovic and Yuzhny.
Of course, the big threat that Karlovic brings to any court with his incredible serve.
Good effort.
30-15.
I'm always reminded, actually, with Karlovic of when Federer played him in Cincinnati a few years ago. He played 3 sets and Federer came off and he lost the match. He said, I haven't been broken in 3 sets. And that's just the way it is with the Croatian.
It's never a tennis match. Now, that's not to put Karlovic down, but it is very difficult to get in any rhythm when you are playing him. Plays to his strengths.
Can he get a game on the board? He's been in a lot of games. He's had opportunities. Remember, he created his first break point in that previous game, but he's just not been able to finish things off a lot of the time. But he does get one on the board. Generous round of applause. Generous hand for Gremelmayr. Still in deep trouble, though, here. This set him 4-1 down. Good crowd in here. Building up, of course, Roger Federer next on court as well. I'm sure a few want to see him. Rafa, a big draw card as well. Enjoying themselves. He always has support, Spanish support, wherever you go, any tournaments. I mean, they've got so many players, as you pointed out before, on the ATP World Tour involved in tournaments. But there's plenty of Spanish fans around events through the year.
Time.
Roger Federer has plenty of fans as well, of course. Another popular player here. Very popular player, both of them. Nadal to serve here in complete control right now. Set him 4-1.
Of course, for Gremelmayr, their next agenda will be to try and get through qualifying of the Australian Open, which starts next week. 3 matches there.
Gremelmayr's actually got a decent record in terms of qualifying for slams. Qualified for the Australian Open and the French as well, went out in the first round of both of those. Direct entry into Wimbledon, his ranking was actually high enough last year, but then had a difficult time in the second half of the year and didn't make it out of the final qualifying round at the US Open. I fancy his chances. He's playing some decent ball, and he's, as I say, qualified for main draws before at the majors. He's not making any impression there, though. Nadal love hold, and he's game away. That was some nifty stuff from Nadal. Big football fan, of course.
You'd have been happy after last night. Real Madrid with a good comeback.
Cracking game, wasn't it? Copa del Rey, the Spanish Cup. As you don't follow football tournament there, coming back from 2-0 down. Real Madrid to win the first leg of their tie 3-2. Rafa, a big Real Madrid fan. Gremelmayr serving to stay in the match, 1-5. That's just imperious. Forehand before wasn't bad either.
Long 15.
Well, he's known for his top spin on the forehand, but this one a lot flatter. Not as high over the net.
Ball 13.
Almost. Wouldn't have been a complete surprise if he managed to pull it off. He's such a wonderful mover.
In many ways, the hard part was to get there, which Rafa almost did, and I think he'll feel he should have done better with that in the end. Such as his high standards.
Credit the German. Not throwing in the towel here at all.
Yeah, he's hit more winners than Rafa. He's come to the net more than Rafa. Well, the most important thing in tennis is Rafa's won more games than his opponent. And a lot more points as well. 66 to 45.
Just long. Thinks about the challenge. He does go to Mohamed El Jannati that he wants one.
Right base, the ball was called out.
Needs it overturned, otherwise it will be a match point for Nadal. little bit out. 9 millimetres, we're told.
30-40. Mr. Gremelmayr has no more challenge.
Match point for the first time here for the top seed. It doesn't challenge because it did just look just beyond the baseline. It's the far end as we look at it from our commentary position, but it did just look long.
Looking to be aggressive. I don't think he'd be too disappointed.
It's a good error, isn't it?
Yep.
Talked about it a few times already this week.
Advantage Gremelmayr.
That isn't a good error. It seemed like he was really in position there, Rafa. They say things come in threes. Will he miss another return? Surely not.
Gremelmayr just came up with one of his best shots of the contest. Credit the German here. Saves the match point, just keeps going. Good stuff. No, full credit to Gremelmayr there. I mean, it's most people would say he'll go down here in straight sets. You would say Nadal would win the match, but saves the match point there. It's well done.
Well, Nadal will respect his opponents. He's competed every single point. He's had a go. He's played well. Just hasn't been good enough, and there's no thing wrong in that, really. I think his tactics have been good. He's a clear idea of how he's looking to win his points, which he's done. 21 winners, as we said. But of course, Nadal is a serial Grand Slam champion because he's relentless. And I think Nadal will be delighted with the match. And they want to close it out here without losing serve.
Time.
Almost an hour and a half played here. Nadal had a match point in that previous Gremelmayr service game, couldn't take it, but now with the chance to serve this out on his own ball.
$50.
12th winner on the forehand. Surprise, really. He's only hit one on the back end, Rafa.
Yeah, the numbers were a bit more even in the match against Kohlschreiber. The winner breakdown on the part of Nadal. Moving through, getting it done. And then some. Nadal on the brink here. 3 match points. Oh, it's just wide. It's possibly the point of the match to finish things off.
6-2.
Terrific rally to end things off and a terrific effort, terrific performance from the top seed, Rafael Nadal here. An hour and a half. His opponent didn't play badly. Nadal just played much, much better. Played the big points really well, in addition. 2-2. Keeps his bid for a first title here at the Qatar ExxonMobil Open alive. Nadal through in straight sets.
Well, a happy ending for Rafa, and he'll be delighted with his performance. Nothing that Gremelmayr can be too disappointed about. He played as well as he can play, and also as well as he's allowed to play. As for Nadal, I thought he was good yesterday, and today he certainly lifted his level, so that's really promising for Rafa towards the end of the week, but also his chances in Melbourne, the first Grand Slam of the year.
Nadal, the winner then, in straight sets. Highly impressive performance from the Spaniard here, has to be said, and his opponent pretty well too. Good match, that one. A couple of good matches. Joe Tsonga's match earlier on. The opening set of that in particular was very entertaining. Good stuff here. Second round date at the Qatar ExxonMobil Open. More matches to come as well, but we're waiting to hear at the moment from Rafa. Robbie Koenig on court again, waiting to speak to the top seed. Just setting things up, waiting for Rafa to take position, and we'll cross down to Robbie to speak with Nadal. Very happy indeed. Let's hear from Rafa now, speaking to Robbie Koenig.
First of all, congratulations. Such a clean match. You know, a lot of guys don't like playing in the wind. When I watch you play, it's almost like the wind is not there. What's your mentality? Why is your mentality so good in tough conditions?
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it was a good victory, I believe. No, he started the season well, playing well, having yesterday a very good win against Spaniard. So the conditions today wasn't easy. The important things with these conditions is try to move the legs until the last moment. No, and you know, we played with these conditions a lot of times, and for me, I don't like to play like this. But anyway, it's what we have today, and we have to accept and just try our best.
Speaking of your footwork, I noticed your footwork was really good today. Tell me, is it something you've been working hard on in the off-season? Did you do a lot of fitness training? Did you try and do it beforehand? Because you're looking so fresh this season.
Well, we'll see. No, I really didn't have the chance to practice a lot during the off-season. No, after the final of Davis Cup, I had a problem on the knees, later on the shoulder. So I didn't practice as much as I would like. No, but you know, that's just the beginning of the season. Every match is really important for me. That's the best practice that I can have. So enjoying it, enjoying Doha is a fantastic place to be. So it's the best place for me to start another season.
Thank you very much, Rafa. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the #1 seed, Rafael Nadal.
Thoughts there of Rafael Nadal. Everyone enjoying that performance from the top seed. Barry, looking back at those stats, particularly, I mean, both of them played well, but Rafa in particular, look at the numbers.
Well, he was underplaying himself, wasn't he, Rafa, saying, well, I haven't practiced that much, but certainly on that performance, 1 hour, 29 minutes, he was playing at a very, very high level. Everything was working well for Nadal tonight. Of course, it's difficult in these conditions, but Good winners to unforced errors ratio, plenty of balls, came forward with success. Maybe the break points, 4 out of 15, but a lot of that was due to Gremelmayr. He played some terrific tennis, but ultimately Nadal had just a little bit too much class and improved on his performance yesterday. I certainly expect him to take another step forward tomorrow in the quarterfinals.
So Rafa Nadal through, we can see that right at the top of the draw here. He'll play the winner of a match that's in progress at the moment over on court number 1. It's in a decider. Mikhail Yuzhny 4-1 up with the break over Ivo Karlovic at the moment. And you can see just lower down that draw, Viktor Troitsky through. He'll play the winner of the day's final match here on the centre court between Gael Monfils and Benjamin Becker. Roger Federer against Gregor Gemla to come next.